How are we? Are we well? It's been a little while since I've popped my head in. Well, I did a little video the other day and I was very drunk. I did want to do me going out to dinner with the worshipful company of Hackney carriage drivers in me dicky bow, make it all good and have a little video log of the whole period. But by the time we got to the pub and I was 4 pints in, 2 Jack Daniels and a glass of red wine, it sort of got really messy by the end of it. Well, it didn't get really, it could have got really messy, but it, yeah, you saw the aftermath of me getting on the bus, no, on the train going home. I was at London Bridge when I took up video, London Bridge Station. A little bit worse for wear. Oh dear. Anyway, great night, great course, loved it, loved the course. I'm now thinking about joining the worshipful company of Hackney carriage drivers. Take that over. Just something else I haven't got time for. But yeah, they do a good thing. We are in the line of presidents. There's a line of presidents for Hackney carriage livery companies in the city of London, and there's 112 now. 111, 112, and we're 104. We should have been a lot higher, but because in the Civil War, back in the 1640s, we took the side of Parliament, and because we took the side of Parliament, they took our livery off us, and we got it back a couple of years ago. So we should be way further down the line with more power, more seniority, but we haven't, and that's the way it goes. There's a little bit of little history for you. Got cold again. A sore throat, snotty nose, and it's probably the second or third one in a similar sort of. Unless I haven't recovered from the last one, but I just keep picking up snotty passengers. It's that time of year, isn't it? It's the cold and flu season. Yeah, but yeah, still not as bad, but I think I might be. And every time I get a cold, the doctor, because I'm a man of a certain age, the doctor keeps sending me texts about getting my flu vaccination. I was like, oh, unfortunately, I've already got it. It's not helping me, but maybe I should get it done anyway. So what have we been up to? What are we reading? I'm reading books about London at the moment because I'm a fucking nerd. Yeah, reading books on Tudor history. I haven't got it with me. I bought a ruler, you know the old wooden rulers, but it's got all the kings and queens on it, so it's a ruler of rulers. Such a nerd. I love it. Such. Yeah, I've sort of lost the plot with that one. But yeah, I'm reading lots of history books and stuff, so just to get that extra string to my bow, as they say. But what are you guys reading? What are you watching? I tell you what I've started watching. I started watching it last night. Ted Lasso. I watched the whole yesterday. I watched the whole of series 1 in one hit, and it's just sweet. You know, it's a bit kitchen tween. But Hannah Waddington. Oh my lord. In a different world. But yeah, Ted Lasso. There's a friend of mine, Tony. He does tours, and Americans tend. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so popular. Want to do a Ted Lasso tour, and he makes quite a lot of money out of it. So I thought I'd give it a look and show people, if need be, I can show people the ins and outs of the Ted Lasso sets, and it's based over in West London, over in I think they use Hayes and Yedding Football Club. They filmed it at Chelsea Football Club, and I think at Arsenal as well. But they also film in and around Richmond, which is in southwest London. And yeah, Ted Lasso. It's quite a sweet program so far. I've just got the episode 1 of season 2 queued up, ready to go, and we'll see how it goes. What else have I been doing? I'm meeting the deputy mayor tomorrow for transport. So me and him are probably going to have a row. Because I don't like what's going on in London. Lots of people don't like what's going on in London. So I'm going to tell him. He might not like it, but I will. As Vince the Prince. Used to have a drill sergeant in the army, in Coldstream Guards. And he was called Vince Bell. He used to call him Vince the Prince of Darkness. And he always used to say things like, "You might not like it, but I will." As he's jabbing you in the chest with his paste stick. I digress. What else have I been doing? This is what else I've been doing. I've finished chapter 3. And I've finished chapter 4. That, on the right hand corner there, is the word count. 3,399 words. Just for my track, not for yours. So I'll put that in my little folder. Put it in my folder. But yeah, it's taken a while to do, obviously, because I've been doing this course for 8 weeks. And I've had other things I needed to deal with. But yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm a content man. I'm not a man of content. I'm a contented man. Even that, but even better. Life's okay. Coming up, hurtling towards Christmas. Not a penny in my pocket, and I'm sitting here talking to you. Don't tell the missus. She'll go mental. While she's out walking about with her mates. But yeah, it's been a fun sort of last 8-10 weeks that we've been. It's been 2 weeks since we finished it. 2 weeks today, funny enough, Sunday. 100 question exam, 2 practical assessments, which is basically you learn something about. My 2 points were St Sepulchre's church in Holborn and the Clerkenwell House of Detention. So basically you learn some interesting stuff and you tell it to everybody who's on the course with you. You could split it down into 2 groups, 12 and 12, and you get an examiner that comes along with you, and they mark you for your content and your eye content and your all that sort of stuff. And I got 94% in the written exam, so that's there was 100 questions in an hour, and I got 80% in the mocks because I really fucked up the first one. Really got all the content out, but I really made a mess of it. It was if I could do the mock, we did a mock the week before, so 3 weeks ago. I would have smashed it 100% without a doubt. But couldn't get the words out. When you start, when you practice something and you get it in, but then you start in the wrong order, it just sort of throws your head, and that's what I did. I was trying to be clever, and I'm not. And it really threw me out, and I still scored all right. Got the information out, got this out, that, because St Sepulchre's are quite an interesting church. The fella Pocahontas, she's buried in Gravesend, but she's in the movie. She marries a fella called John Smith, Captain John Smith. In real life, she didn't. She married his mate John Rolfe. Captain John Smith is buried in that church. Dame Nellie Melba, the opera singer, buried in that church. Henry Wood, the guy who created the Proms, buried in that church. It's a fantastic history. There's been a church there for since the Saxon time. So it's a fantastic, London, everywhere, the UK. If you haven't been to the UK, if you're looking in from abroad, it's, we're looking at buildings that date back to the 1100s in some places. It's fantastic, History is unbelievable. The St Sepulchre's is a 13th century church. It was gutted by the fire of London in 1666. I'm turning into a turd. Actually, I'm probably right. I probably am. But anyway, I'm going on and on and on and on. It's like being. I don't particularly like being a cab driver, and I never really have. But I loved doing the knowledge. I loved learning the streets and driving around, and I loved all that. That never really liked being a cab driver. It's the learning element I loved. And it's the same with this course. Loved it. Not particularly happy about standing in front of people. And I know I've done it in trade unions and stuff. I stand in front of 600 people and I talk absolute bollocks. As I do here every day, talk absolute nonsense. But I love learning it. It's the knowledge. Knowledge is power. It's just something special, And if I had the money, going back to that blue badge guy thing, I'd love to do that. I really would. I mean, so if anyone's got 15 grand spare, send it my way. But you've got to pass an exam. Got to pass the exam, you've got to pass the interview, and that interview you have to do a written, an oral presentation on a topic that they give you 3 weeks before. And it could be anything. It could be absolutely anything. It could be the inside of a light bulb, who knows. My mate Jerry had to do, what did he do? The Wallace collection in Manchester Square. It's, about the building, about the contents. You've got 5 minutes and you've got to be interesting about it, because after 5 minutes, as you know, because I'm now up to 12, half of you already turned off. So you have to make it interesting. Oh God, I'm a fucking nerd. I've always been a nerd, but I'm remember, I'm the king of the nerd herd. Anyway, it's good to be back. My diet's gone to cock. I've been trying to get back on the carnivore diet since Christmas last year. It's nearly a year, and I feel like crap. I really do, and I can't get my head in. I know I've had lots of shit going on, and I've had a lot of shit going on, and it's it's just been difficult for me to get my head into that game. But you never know. I try and cut down the amount of carbs that I eat, and then I have 3 good days, and then the 4th and 5th day I have an absolute disaster, and then I start again. And I'm doing myself no good because there's no balance, or the balance is sort of cocked. So you eat you don't eat anything for you don't eat any carbs for 3 days, which doesn't take you into ketosis, and then you eat a load of shit, which just piles more shit into your system. And I give up. I don't give up. I'm just finding it really difficult. And all the weight that I lost, as you can see, I'm putting it back on gradually, not as rapidly as I have done in the past, but I'm carrying a lot of weight here, a lot of weight in the belly, and I need to really sit down and think where my life's going to go, because I'm going to end up in a box if I don't sort myself out. I need to do a little bit more exercise. A little bit more. I'll have to start doing some exercise. But when I'm chained to a desk half my time, and then doing 12 hours, 16 hours in a cab, I'm not driving for 16 hours. Don't worry. I'm out doing stuff. I'm out of the house 12 or 16 hours every day. And it just gets difficult. And a sandwich is easier than finding someone that does a steak. It really is, in London especially. It really is. I mean, there are places that you can go, but you'd be playing through the nose when I can drive past. You know, I can get a sandwich from a garage. You know, not great. You know, drop your pencil. But that's life at the minute. You know, I've been focusing on other things, and I'm not focusing on myself. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get Christmas out of the way, and we can deal with that. See, my snotty's coming back again. Need a lemon sip. And there are guys out there. I'm in a WhatsApp group with a load of UK carnivores, and they're smashing it, absolutely smashing it. They really are, and I'm, you know, very proud of them because of what they do. But it's been very difficult for me. I don't know why. I do know why, because I'm weak. It's a simple fact. I'm weak. I've got the breaking strain of a hot Kit Kat. Yeah. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave you to it. 16 minutes in, and the word of the day is Saint Sepulchre. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.